they've asked me to talk about activism, and I was a little confused, wondering what do I talk, and especially 1.5 hours is not enough. And as we go through it, you'll come to know why I think it's not enough. But at least it's a base for us to understand what is the possibility for us, you know. And a lot of it links to what Anjali was also talking about, law and the use of law, and several other things too about activism. If you look at the first slide, there's no question marks, there are no exclamation marks, and there are certainly no full stops. Can you tell me why?
Because there's no end to it.
It's just yes, there's no end to it. There's no beginning. It's a very, very vague area, and unlike the law, there's nothing clear and concrete that you can see. A lot of it, all your life, is going to be trial and error. So I start off by saying that there is no quick fixes, and there are no, you know, perfect models of interventions. Huh? But if we are aware of all that one can do, then I think that awareness will help you learn on your feet, and as you grow in experience, you'll also know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. What worked for me may not work for her or for her. So again, it's a very, very individual thing, and that's why this topic is not as easy as one may think. Now, before we go to the next slide, I'll just give you a very brief background about my work till now so that you know why I have included children in my slides. My main work in life has been with children. Okay, now for 25 years I'm working with, started off by working with abused women. I'm still going once a week to the centers we have started in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, and whole of Maharashtra. The first NGO that's working with women's issues, Sri Mukti Sangatna. Okay, so I started off my work, then I realized that the women and their children are equally vulnerable, children all the more so. So for about 20 years ago, I shifted focus to kids, and I still continue working with them, and they will remain my first focus. Now that's going to be surprising for you all, because why the hell are you coming and talking to us about dogs then, if you don't like them as much as you like children? But I do like them as much as children. My focus will be there because that's where I've been there all my life, but animals are equally part of my work. You'll see some of the pictures. If they disturb you, still be strong, because life is disturbing anyways. Okay. 2 years back in Maharashtra, in a home, the Mumbai Mirror did an expose of 3 children dying, mentally challenged children dying in a home. The Chief Justice of Mumbai High Court took sumoto cognizance of it, and he filed a PIL. Based on the PIL, he also set up a committee to look into, an amicus curiae, who formed a committee to look into the status of homes of orphaned, mentally challenged children in the state of Maharashtra. So those pictures, and I'm on that committee, and I've done 1 or 2, I've done for quite a few homes. Pictures are from some different homes. In one home in Penal, which is close to me, which the government gave us a list of homes, and this home was supposed to be closed down. I don't know what it was, the instinct in me that said this is not closed. And I was talking to the probation officer, and she kept insisting that it band hai. And I said, nahi, band nahi hai. So I said, I'm going to go and see it. And then she calls up someone and says, oh, that's a mistake, that's a spelling mistake. And that's when my antennas went up, and I said, no, I'm going to visit. And I felt during the visit that the girls were abused, and I don't know, you may have seen it in the papers because it got into the national news. And I got them all examined, and almost all of them have been severely sexually abused, and now it's in the courts. Arrests have been made, and we are also getting into part of it. So I gave it this very brief background, and now go to the next one. I want us to start with defining what is activism. This is just a beginning, and these are some of the quotes that I found very apt and useful for me. It's indifference that kills, finally. It's not hate. It is indifference that kills. It is far, far worse than hate. Hate at least has a focus. Indifference, you are invisible. And that is what really is the killer. And how do you know what is right, what is wrong? When people start talking about right and wrong, I personally think, I agree with Ellie, that whatever is insulting your soul has to be dismissed. Has to be dismissed from your conscience. How? Not by indifference, not by overlook, not by oversight, but by taking action. According to me, that is also part of activism. Thirdly, you have to take sides. Now, all of us here are the types who are taking sides, so I'm very glad that we are all in like-minded company, but still I would like to define that. I get very, very worried and upset with people who say, oh, I love animals, but I have no time for them. That's okay. You don't have time for them, you support a cause, you support an NGO, that's also fine. But to say that you love and then you don't act on that love in whatever way is possible, then you don't really love. Because love is a verb. And love is an action verb. So, being part of the pain, understanding the pain, taking sides, standing up for what you believe is definitely part of activism. And finally, and this also applies literally to our animals, that you're not there just to bandage the wounds of your victims who come under the wheels of injustice. You're also there to stop that wheel. Okay? Or both of these, Ellie is a Holocaust survivor. He's been through many camps. And Dietrich was an interesting man. He was a Christian missionary in Germany who decided to fight the Nazi system itself. He was in the process of trying to assassinate Hitler when he was killed. He was caught out and killed. He stood for what he believed. He believed that Christianity also takes action. So I feel that this is somewhere goes to defining what we believe in. Next one. Okay, what can we do to brighten this up?
Just switch off the lights there next to the screen.
Yeah, the ones
Right above the screen.
The lights above the screen you need to switch on. I think they can only be done from outside.
Or if Sandeep
So
can...
you have to ask whoever is in charge of this place.
Because it's so clear there, no? Yeah, it's clear.
And that's because of the illumination.
Anyway, part of this is just an aside really, but how many of you all carry cameras with you? Okay. Okay, that's it. In a room of 20, just 3 hands have gone up. 25. How many of you all carry cameras with you?
Phone cameras.
Phone cameras? Okay. Do you all use your phone cameras?
Yes.
Okay. I'm showing you my work in both areas. This is with IDA, and that is my work with the State Coordination Committee for Child Protection. How old is that girl? How old is that child there?
4. 5, 7, 10.
She's 13. She has got muscular dystrophy, she's mentally challenged, she's an abandoned, orphaned child, and she's suffering from severe malnutrition because the home believed that these children are going to be this way. Okay? How old is this dog? He's a Mudol hound, if you have seen. It's a purebred Indian breed. How old is he? Old dog? If someone says old dog?
Okay, maybe now I'm assuming it must be young.
Must be?
He looks old, therefore he must be young.
Yes, he is young. Our vet said that he is about 1.5 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Now he was dumped into a stone quarry.
You still haven't put the lights on.
Can we do something to reduce
Only
these
these
lights?
lights on.
Look for what?
Brighten up that
It's not
light.
bright enough.
Now you will be able to record anything also.
You won't be able to record anything. Let it be.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then whatever you see. Alright. So he was dumped in a stone quarry, and we heard about it, and our boys went down the quarry and we have pulled him out. She survives after being critical in hospital. After I saw her and forced the home to put her in hospital. She's lost her front teeth also because of malnutrition. He died. Go to the next one. He had complete organ failure.
No, so organ failure why? Because he had been numb.
Because of malnutrition.
Oh.
As Arbetia will tell you, the first thing that happens is organ failure. And the body, for animals as well as for humans, with immediate nutrition, the body, the flesh may start coming on again, but the organs don't recuperate. After a point, malnutrition cannot be reversed. So we are looking at irreversible malnutrition. That's why you heard of those children dying in Sudan and Ethiopia in spite of Red Cross and everyone being there, is because the organs have failed and after a point you can't revive. Okay, this is a child in another home, and all children had legs and feet and arms like this, and the home says that they just jump into hot water. Mentally challenged children, why are you keeping hot water around, and why would they go jump into boiling hot water? I don't know. See the wound on his foot and see the burn marks. So this is obvious that this is the second time he's got burnt, because the white marks are of an earlier burn. Yeah, so second time he's got burnt. This is a female monkey. When the doctor was talking about burns, I was remembering her. Yeah. She was brought from a bus depot in Navi Mumbai, which is a bus depot for trucks, a truck depot for long distance trucks coming in from the north, coming in from UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and coming into Maharashtra, carrying produce or whatever. This was the first. After that there was a second monkey. Then I went to investigate, and I came to know, catching hold of one or two of the cleaners, that they need monkeys for company. Many of them have monkeys on their trucks for company, and they have female monkeys for company. So I'm just suggesting what kind of company and what they do with it. Okay. She managed to escape. She jumped onto high tension wires and got burnt and fell off. So we did immediate treatment, cold water, ice water, whatever is recommended. You can see the ointment put on her burns. She was in a terrible state and depression. But before I could put her in my car and take her to the SPC, she had died. This boy survived. He is in another home. Okay, this was in May exactly a year ago. This home, children have died of scabies. Can you imagine, in this day and age, people are dying of scabies? It's a completely curable skin infection, even for dogs and especially humans. But this is, see the level of untreatment that, and look at her, equally neglected. Her cheeks, her upper lip. What is that? What is that? And what is this white?
Is it bone by any chance? What is it?
What? The whites are maggots.
Oh, I thought the bone
Fly
exposed.
maggots. And the upper lip is full of maggots. When you lifted it up, the worms and the maggots were just falling off. Okay? She was a boxer. You see the state. I have not got all the photographs because I don't think many of you would have gone beyond those photographs, but I've got all of them. I've just brought one. The skin was coming apart. He will know what all happens as a vet. He can tell us what all happens in severe malnutrition, neglect, and such a severe case of maggots. She belonged to an income tax officer, a senior income tax officer who was breeding her every year, twice a year, to sell her pups, making lakhs. When she got old, he just dumped her into the compound of a neighboring bungalow, which was unoccupied. I got the call from a friend who's a journalist with DNA. And then the whole history and story behind it, which I shall go to later.
Why later?
Because I'll relate it to activism.
Okay.
Again, she died and he survived. Go to the next. Okay. She is one of the girls from the home which I did the visit. Okay. You can see the marks, the injury marks, the white marks. Those are blade marks. And she has them all over her body. This is another child in the home, similarly stabbed by the caretaker. and the wound was left. Now she is under counseling, so severe counseling, and counseling a mentally challenged girl who's been abused is the most difficult thing on earth for me, but I'm coordinating the counseling for her.
And what happened to the carer? What happened to the carer?
Oh, they are not behind bars.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
They're behind bars.
Yeah. The case is ongoing right now. This home where this child was, and the home, the earlier one with the scabies wound, well, we have got the home closed, we've got the FIR report which is still out, and this is in another city, not in Mumbai at all, interior Maharashtra. And that's where photographs help, and that's where records help. Scanning records and learning to analyze records and audited accounts is a very important thing. I'm not trained in any of it, but I made it a point to learn these things because that is where you can get some. So I'm not scared because I have all this proof. Okay. Now she is another case which I'm not shared with Anjali still. Okay. 2005, I got a call that there's this mother with new pups, and something is happening and she's bleeding, and someone is injured, and that person couldn't even coherently talk. This was outside Nehru railway station, I remember. I went there and the woman pointed out to the place where she was. There was a coconut seller from Kerala who wanted to put up his stall right there, and this woman had littered right there, this woman, and he didn't, she wouldn't move. Obviously she wouldn't move because her pups were there. So he has taken that knife with which you cut a coconut, and there was this woman who was saying, no, she's feeding, she will not move. Oh, she's feeding, is it? And he's gone and cut off her. Oh my God. 3 of them gone. Can you see? Just 2 of them. The rest all were cut off. And that's where she was bleeding. And we picked her up and her pups, and we came to our center. She healed, and in all that pain she was still feeding her babies. And she healed. We sterilized her. She stayed for 3 months till she was completely better, and she's gone back. The puppies survived.
What did you do
And
to the coconut?
they all went into adoption, yeah?
What did you do to the coconut?
I'll come back to activism when I come there. Because there's sometimes he ran away.